Okay, imagine this. You're at a crossroads, a big one. Maybe every path looks, I don't know, equally good or maybe equally tricky. And there's this kind of background noise, isn't there? A pressure telling you, pick one, go, commit. Hmm. But what if? What if the smart play, the really strategic move, is actually to, well, resist that, to just wait a bit, explore, not commit just yet? Welcome back to The Deep Dive. This is where we take sources, pull out the key insights, and basically give you a shortcut to being genuinely clued in. Today, we're diving into an idea that might feel a bit counterintuitive at first, but honestly, it's got some surprisingly practical depth. Our source for this deep dive, it's excerpts from the Perils of Early Commitment, and the core nugget, the main idea we're wrestling with today is this. Do not commit to anyone. Stay flexible. Don't tie yourself down too soon. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, let's do that because that's exactly our mission here today. This isn't just, casual advice. For you listening, we really want to explore the deeper wisdom here. What are the real-world implications of this call for strategic flexibility? It's about understanding the why behind it, isn't it? And the how. So you can use it when you face your own crossroads with hopefully a bit more foresight.
Okay, so let's grab that first part head on. Do not commit to anyone. I mean, hearing that cold, it sounds a bit much, maybe a little ruthless even, like it's pushing for detachment or maybe, I don't know, a lack of loyalty. But here's where it gets really interesting. It kind of challenges that first reaction, doesn't it?
It does. And what's fascinating here, I think, is that the source isn't really saying avoid all connections or shirk responsibility. Not at all. It seems to be more about being, well, incredibly discerning, strategic even, about preserving your options early on. The core message seems to be that if you jump into really significant commitments too early, maybe before you have enough info or before you even really know your own priorities, well, that can seriously limit your future potential. Think about, say, an entrepreneur. They take some early seed money. Looks great, right? A win. But maybe the terms are really restrictive. Too much equity gone, too much control given away. Then, when the market shifts, and it always does, they might find they can't pivot. Or maybe they're locked out of getting a better deal later, like a Series A. The peril isn't just like missing one opportunity. It's potentially shackling the company's whole future.
It's a powerful example. Makes you think, doesn't it? About moments in your own life. Maybe you felt that little sting of, ugh, if only I hadn't signed that lease, or why did I agree to that partnership so fast? And it's not just business, is it? It could be about career paths you picked early. Or even, personal relationships where you invest everything before you really know if you're aligned long term.
Exactly.
It feels like it's about saving your deepest commitment, your trust, for things that truly fit with where you're actually going. Recognizing that, well, you change. The world changes too.
Absolutely. And building on that point, often these early commitments, the ones we maybe didn't examine enough, they get amplified by something behavioral economists talk about, the sunk cost fallacy.
Wow.
You know?
Right, where you've put so much in already.
Exactly. So much time or effort or emotion that even when it's clear it's not the right path anymore, you just keep going.
You double down instead of cutting losses.
Precisely. Instead of embracing that flexibility the source is talking about, and then the perils just stack up, right?
Yeah.
You end up feeling regret or like you took a wrong turn or just plain trapped because you committed too early and then couldn't bring yourself to change course.
Okay, so if not committing is really about keeping options open and dodging that sunk cost trap, what's the alternative? The source says stay flexible. Now, sometimes flexible can sound a bit passive, maybe like just being indecisive. But what does real active flexibility look like? How do you do flexibility?
That's a really crucial distinction.
Yeah.
Because true flexibility, the way this source seems to frame it, it's not passive drifting at all. It's deliberate. It's a proactive stance. Think of it less like floating aimlessly on a raft and more like being a really adaptable sailboat. With sails, you can adjust to catch whatever wind comes along.
Instead of just having one fixed mast pointing one way no matter what.
Exactly. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, staying flexible means you're consciously, actively maintaining optionality. It's positioning yourself so you can react effectively when new information pops up, or circumstances change unexpectedly, or maybe a really amazing opportunity just lands in your lap. And it's not just being open to new info, it's maybe even actively looking for it, like running little experiments in your life, testing things out before you go all in.
That's a great way to put it, the sailboat analogy. So the value isn't just in the choice you make, but in the choices you still can make. It's kind of like that idea of strategic optionality you hear about in finance, isn't it? The idea that just having options has inherent value.
Precisely. It applies perfectly here.
So, for you listening, how might you actually cultivate that, this active flexibility? Is it like holding off on a really long lease until you're sure about the job? Or maybe not pouring all your free time into one single project right away, giving yourself space to explore other things first? It's about building in that wiggle room mentally and practically.
Exactly that. It's this ongoing process, isn't it? Gathering information, being willing to adjust your course. If you're truly flexible, you're less likely to be completely blindsided by change because you've sort of built in the capacity to adapt. It could be as simple as, say, keeping one evening free each week, deliberately unplanned, for whatever might come up. Or delaying a big purchase until you've really scanned the horizon for all the options. It's a conscious choice not to slam doors shut too early, just knowing the landscape might change.
Okay, so we've got the wisdom of holding back commitment, the need for active flexibility, but that really sharp warning from the source. It zooms in on the timing. When decisions become, well, potentially damaging, that final piece, don't tie yourself down too soon. So what does this all boil down to? How do we figure out what too soon actually means, and what are the real costs of getting it wrong?
Yeah. The too soon part is absolutely critical. This is where those perils really bite. It's not, and the source seems clear on this, it's not about dodging commitment forever. It's all about the timing.
Right.
The real danger zone is when you make big commitments before you have enough information. That's one piece. But just as importantly, before your own priorities, your own values are really solid and clear.
Because those can change, especially early on.
Exactly. Our understanding of ourselves, what we want, what the world offers, it evolves, doesn't it? So tying yourself down too soon means you're potentially closing off paths before you even grasp their real value, or before you see what other alternatives might have emerged. And often this involves things where reversing the decision is just incredibly costly or difficult.
Like what? What kind of things?
Well, think about signing a 5-year commercial lease for a brand new business that's still finding its feet. Or taking on massive student debt for a super niche degree before exploring other career avenues.
Okay. Yeah.
Or maybe agreeing to some huge demanding project that just eats up all your time and energy for the next year, leaving no room for anything else. Those are the kinds of ties that, once you're in them, are really hard and expensive financially or emotionally to get out of.
And the consequences.
They can be pretty severe. You can end up feeling trapped,
Right.
stuck in something that just doesn't fit anymore, which can lead to resentment, burnout, just a total lack of motivation.
Or maybe deep regret, looking back at paths you couldn't take.
Definitely a regret. It's really about making those big choices from a place of clarity, based on good information, not just rushing because of pressure or feeling like you should be settling down into something.
It really brings it home. It's like starting to build a massive bridge before you've properly surveyed both sides of the river.
Yeah.
Or even before you're totally sure that's where you want the bridge to go.
Good analogy. Yeah.
You might build something solid, but it could be pointing completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
So this is a real challenge for you, the listener, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you figure out that balance? How do you know when you've actually gathered enough information to make a smart commitment versus when it's still too soon? It's not always obvious.
No, it's not. It takes real self-awareness, patience, and that willingness to explore rather than just acting because you feel impatient. And it often means pushing back against that narrative we sometimes hear, doesn't it? The one that says you have to specialize really early, or pick your major at 18 and stick with it, or climb one specific ladder.
Okay.
Sometimes, maybe the best strategy is actually to broaden things out first. Get diverse experiences, collect different skills, see how things develop. That way, you increase your options. And when you do commit, it's more likely to be impactful and truly align with who you are then. It's not passive waiting, it's strategic waiting, strategic exploration.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the core insight from the perils of early commitment, it feels like. Well, the real value isn't just avoiding commitment. It's recognizing the huge power that comes from strategic flexibility. It's the wisdom in delaying those really big binding decisions until the time is genuinely right, until you have that clarity, that information, that self-knowledge. Instead of tying yourself down prematurely, it's about making choices intentionally when you're ready.
Exactly right. This whole deep dive, it wasn't just about how to say no more often. It was really about empowering you to make choices that are more deliberate, more intentional, choices that actually serve your long-term goals, choices that keep your options open as you move through a world that's always changing. And crucially, choices that make future regret less likely. It's a proactive way to shape your future, isn't it? Rather than letting it be dictated by hasty decisions made too early.
Absolutely. And so, as we finish up today's deep dive, here's something to think about, a little provocation for you. In what area of your life, right now, today, might you be tying yourself down a bit too soon? Could be with your time, your money, your focus. And maybe what's just one small strategic step you could take, maybe even this week, to introduce a little more flexibility, a little more optionality into that specific area? Just something to chew on. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive into the perils of early commitment. We'll catch you next time.